It's my third time trying to record this video. I hope it fucking works. Okay, hello my strong friends and welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, I'm megsquats and I'm like an amazing power lifter, so you should subscribe. In all seriousness, this will be the first video in a series of videos about my own personal competition, but I'm making these videos with the intention that they will help you with your competition. This is video number 1. Are you ready to join the journey, the road to Nationals 2016? I'm super excited. I'm just gonna get right on into it. Now, a lot of people have asked me the question, I see it all the time, people talk about it all the time, like when should I compete? When am I ready to compete? Am I good enough to compete? Like, should I even compete? Is it gonna be worth it? So I want to address that in this video. I also made a guide for, it's a decision tree. If you ever do those, like choose your own adventure. Yes, no, yes, no. If you wanna download that, you can check out my website, strongfriends.com. That's where I also sell apparel. We're gonna have coaching up there soon. So strongfriends.com, and you can download this chart for free if you happen to want to like take a look at it and ask yourself these questions so you can see it right in front of you, or if you know someone that you'd like to share it with who's kind of been wondering some of these things. So I'm just gonna get right into that actual chart. We're gonna start from the very top. And at the very top, at the beginning of the chart, we're gonna make the assumption that you are a complete badass. You're like one of the best lifters in the world or the region or the America. Starting off with like just you being really good, ask yourself, maybe do some research and ask yourself like, are you going to hit some kind of record? Like whether it be a world record, a national record, maybe even a regional or state record might be important to you. Now those obviously like get less and less exciting. Not that a state record is not exciting. I actually have a few of them I just figured out. Assess really how good you are, and if that's important to you, if you want to go down as a world record holder or some kind of record holder, then I would definitely just suggest like don't listen to anything else I say and just sign up for the meet if that's something that you want to do, because you're fucking good. Like you can compete, you deserve to be there, just do it. Now really do your research and make sure that you can get a record in this federation, in that weight class, and make sure like that the lifts that you're hitting abide by the rules. Like if you're in this category, make sure that you know the rule book and maybe that you've been to a meet. If you're going to hit a world record, you have to do it on a world stage. So you're gonna need to compete so that you can make it to a world stage if this is your first competition. But yeah, like if you're really freaking good, then you should just go ahead and compete. You know, make sure you know the rules so that you can actually do it. And I'm going to suggest that you compete to hit that record. So regardless of how you're feeling when warming up, like I would just go for the record. Like make sure the record and whatever you're there to do is on your attempt card. I don't know how many people that's actually going to be a concern for, but yeah, if you're really good, just go ahead and do it. Now on down, we're gonna assume that you're still pretty good, and let's say like you're really competitive. Maybe you're not gonna break a world record, or maybe you're not gonna win nationals, but let's say you're going to maybe get like top 10 and you want to be able to say that you're like top 10 in the USAPL nationals, like me. Yeah, let's say you're really freaking good and you want to be competitive on a national stage at a sport, then I would suggest again like compete. Especially if you can win on a national stage. Now powerlifting is still so small that in my opinion winning a regional meet still cool, like congratulations if that's something that you can do, but it's I wouldn't just go straight into it so that you can win a regional meet. I wouldn't forego some of the things that I'm suggesting maybe you can afford to forego if you're in these top 2 tiers, if you're just going in to win a regional meet. Sometimes for regional meets, you might be the only one in your weight class. Like my last regional meet that I competed in, it was just me and one girl. you know, is that really that exciting to you? You know, you might want to, you'll have to do a regional meet to qualify, would just go to be as competitive as possible. Now, let's assume you're not like as amazing, most of us aren't. If you answered no to the questions, no, I'm not gonna win a world record, and no, I'm probably not going to be super competitive on a national stage, I'm gonna ask you, this is like most people, have you been training competition specific for at least 3 months? And this, I'm asking this question because I feel like there needs to be some sort of, there's a barrier to entry here, right? Like, sure, you can sign up for a meet and just go and compete, but realize that sometimes you'll be at a meet and there are lifters who have been training for years and training for months and months just for this. So like, I really want you to think about, like, have I been training meet specific or competition specific for at least 3 months is all we ask. So if you answer yes to that question, yes, you've been competing, or yes, you've been training competition specific. Now, if you wanna, if you're a power lifter and you decide, oh, I wanna try a weightlifting meet, have you been training competition specific for 3 months? Then, okay, let's get you on a platform, on a weightlifting platform if you have. If you haven't, I strongly suggest to take that time and really dial in your lifts so that you can like just be happy with your own personal performance. And also, like, you don't want to go in with super shit form, not know the rules, and not that you're gonna embarrass yourself. Honestly, I don't think anyone really cares when lifters do this, but like, keep powerlifting and weightlifting, like, let's keep those sacred, bro. Will you have 3 months at least to prepare for this? Will you? And if that's pretty self-explanatory, the next question, if you answer no to those, like, no, I haven't trained for 3 months, no, I won't have the opportunity to train for 3 months, the next question is, like, let's just ask, is it your fucking dying wish to compete in this competition? Is it? If the answer is yes, then ask yourself, like, are you dying? Like, can you really not wait? Can you really not put in the work to like compete at this level, like get on this platform like you need to? If the answer is yes, I'm dying and it's my dying wish, then I need you to go sign up and get on the platform. Like, that's all I recommend. If really, like, this is something that you really want to do and like it's on your bucket list, and I'm being serious here, if you don't have much time, then just go ahead and do it. Like, nothing should be stopping you. And I pull out that extreme example because if the answer is no, this isn't my dying wish, the next question is like, do you even care? Why are you even watching this video? Like, if it's not your dying wish, you're not dying, but you just don't want to listen to anything I'm saying, then just like, sure, go ahead and compete. Like, you're not gonna listen to anyone, so go ahead and compete. And I'm saying this because I know some people are out there who are like that. Now, me, maybe I didn't do exactly that, but like me in a past life, I would have done some shit like that. If you're that kind of person, realize that like competing in a meet is not a cheap thing. You're gonna have to pay for your federation card, like a membership to the federation. That's before you even sign up for the meet. You're gonna have to pay for a federation card. You're gonna have to pay for the fee to compete in the meet. You're gonna have to make sure your equipment is meet specific, and like if you're competing in the IPF, this is super like dicey. You might need to buy different equipment so that you can use it in the competition. So just realize, like, and a lot of times meets aren't gonna be in your hometown. You're gonna need to travel to get there. You might need a hotel. It's a lot of stress. And if like it's not something that, it's a lot of stress to just like go in and do it most of the time. If you're not gonna listen to anything I say, and none of my points strike anything with you, then just realize, like, personally it will cost some money when like you can just test your squat, bench, and deadlift, or if you're doing weightlifting, you can just test those in your home gym and like record the lift. Yeah, it won't be official, but if you want an official lift, then just like give it time and let yourself, you know, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna go, that was like the extreme extreme solution if you answer no to every single question. Let's go back and let's say you have been training for at least 3 months. If you answer yes to that question, I'm going to ask you a few more questions to assess like how prepared you are. So the second question, or not second question, but the question after, if you answer yes, you have been able to train for at least 3 months. The next question is, have you ever been to a meet? Like, have you ever experienced what it's like to be at a meet? Some people, you know, go to a meet and are completely surprised with how it's run, and it is super different, and it's not anything like hitting lifts at your gym. So maybe just go. I would, if the answer is no, you've never been to a meet, I would suggest to go and attend as a volunteer. The next question is, do you know the rules? Again, like the rules in a powerlifting competition are nothing like, I mean, to compare it to, like, there are no rules when you're at like hitting gym lifts, but to compare it to just like hitting lifts in a gym is not, it's not the same. It's a completely different vibe. It's super weird. You're on a time crunch. It's just something that you like almost have to see to really understand how things work. So if you've never been to a meet and you don't know the rules, and that's rules like for the technical lifts, rules for giving in your attempts, all of these I will go over during like this series that I'm gonna give you guys. But yeah, just make sure you're prepared, and like, you don't have to be the strongest person in the world to compete. There are tons of people who go to nationals, there are tons of people who compete all over the world, and like, if we wouldn't have a federation if nobody competed. So like, you don't have to be the strongest person in the world, but you do need to take the responsibility to be prepared. So I really suggest to just read the rule book and go to a meet yourself. You can volunteer at regional meets, you can volunteer at nationals, that's coming up in Atlanta. I highly suggest you do that, and then you can see me. Your preparedness over someone else's lack of preparedness could really mean you placing higher or having a better meet than them. Trust me, that is true. That is like, there is a steep learning curve, and once you pass that and like hit the list that you need to, you will be smooth sailing. At the end of the day, like, if we didn't have people competing who weren't the best in the world, then like, what freaking fun would that be? Like, I don't think the best lifters in the world would have any fun if they were the only ones competing. So just keep that in mind too. You don't have to be like super crazy strong. You don't even have to be the strongest person at your gym. If you want to compete, make sure you're prepared, and if you have that desire to really get in there and get on a platform, you should definitely do it. The thing that I like to keep in mind, the thing that like keeps me going with that is like, I do have an opportunity to do a little bit better each time, and also like, it is truly an honor to share a platform with some of the strongest people in the world. And if you're competing in the US, most likely the people who are on that 8th session, you're gonna be on the same freaking platform, lifting in the same venue. Like, it is truly an honor to lift with world champions. And if you're going to nationals, USAPL, you can definitely have the opportunity to do that. So just keep that in mind. Like, if we only let super strong people compete, then it wouldn't be any fun. Like, I don't know, I ran a half marathon and I trained competition specific for at least 3 months, probably way longer than that. Of course I didn't win. I didn't do it to win. I did it to like prove to myself that I could, and I did it to enjoy the camaraderie with all the people that I was running with. While I think you should approach a meet with some sort of preparedness, I don't think you need to be super strong to get up there. So just keep that in mind, and I hope this answers some of your questions on whether or not you should compete. Let me know what you guys think. How did you make the decision that encouraged you to sign up for a meet? And again, you can download the flowchart, the decision chart that I go through in this video. Make sure to give this video a like if you like it, and keep an eye out for the rest of the videos in this series. I am 54 days out from nationals. Are you ready? Are you ready? This is video number 1, baby. I'm coming. I think the thumbnail should be something like this.